Hey, friends. All right. How y'all doing? Guess who I have with me today?
It's football time.
Ooh, let's go, Texans.
Love some football season.
Who's your team?
So I'm a Texans fan by far, but I went to University of Missouri. We play tonight.
Missouri fans.
Got that cupcake schedule tonight.
All right.
I think we're playing like Central Arkansas, somebody nobody's ever heard of before. Sorry if you went to Central Arkansas. Not sorry.
Introduce yourself, friends, and tell them who you are. For those that don't know, because you've already been a sponsor of the Hood News for quite some time.
Right. We're almost like a year and 3 months or something like that now, right?
Exactly.
Because we were sponsoring you before Beryl hit.
Yes.
And then when Beryl hit, man, we got hundreds of phone calls from the Hood News peeps.
Yeah.
Remember? And I was like so busy, and I wasn't really studying like the Grizzy script, and I kept calling them Hood peeps. You're like, no, you can't call them that. They're not Hood peeps. They're Hood News peeps.
Yes.
Sorry. So sorry to all the Hood peeps. I called Hood peeps.
So we're sitting here today with Lance Edwards from Triple C Power Roofing, and he's here with us today. We're going to talk, hurricane season. What's the weather looking like, friend? I know we've had a lot of heavy rain these last couple of days.
Been a crazy weather pattern, right? Like these afternoon showers. At least where I live on the west side, like Fort Bend County, like every day we've been getting showers. It's nuts. I mean, every afternoon, at least a 20-minute downpour. The other day, it came down so hard. I shot this video of like the window of my front dining room and the water coming down the alleyway.
Oh, yeah.
And I watched them side by side with last year's Beryl footage of me shooting the same spot, same video.
Okay.
I think it was raining harder last week than it did during Beryl.
Yeah.
Like, these downpours are stupid.
Yeah, the downpours were crazy. I saw that. And if you live on the northeast side, we didn't get much rain at all. So I'm kind of like, wow, some people got a lot of rain. Some of us didn't. Hey, friends, check in.
Sorry if you're dry.
Yeah. Hey, Joseph. Hey, Mona. Karen's in the house. Stacy, she says, hey, beautiful people. Shannon.
I got called beautiful?
Yeah.
Thank you, Stacy.
Thank you. Hey, Mona. Hey, Eva, she says, hi, Lance. Hey.
Morning,
or afternoon. Have you had lunch yet?
I did.
What'd you
have?
I had
leftovers.
Lunch? Yeah.
So we loaded up last night. We had like a little powwow at our house. Kids were swimming, and my wife was talking about something, I don't know, with her friends. So I got to go on the Popeyes run.
Oh.
So here we go. We'll start a little debate on here. We'll talk about it at the end. We'll see what people say.
Okay.
So she wanted me to go to churches. I was like, man, I've had churches like once in my life.
Really?
So I got to say churches or Popeyes. Like, what's your go-to? If you want to leave that on the bottom chat, we'll have some fun here. Roof Hour.
Yeah, it's the Roof Hour with Lance. Churches or Popeyes?
And I told her straight up, I'm not going to churches. Like, straight up, no thank you.
Really?
I was like, no. No. And I heard they've like maybe done some improvements and whatnot.
Yeah.
I think the most recent time I had churches was like 5 years ago, somewhere on the northeast side near your house.
Yes.
And I think I stopped at the one on 59. I don't know, West Mount Houston or something. I don't know. But I'm telling you, I was like, I'm not picking up churches. Of course, we went to Popeyes, and I had leftover Popeyes today. That was my lunch today.
All right. So
what was your lunch today also? Tell us what you had. I know everybody's coming back from lunch going,
what did you have?
What are these people talking about? This isn't breaking news.
No, it's not.
We're taking a break from the breaking news,
yes. Right? So Pat Lily says, Texas is famous for its weather all 4 seasons, sometimes back to back. Okay, so Rosalind says, churches is for sure for me. All right. If you want juicy chicken, churches. Churches is good for the juiciness. Like you take a bite into that chicken, it's not dry.
Okay.
Popeyes for the flavor.
Right.
It's that if you want the crunchy, all that crunchy stuff.
Okay.
Oh, the batter, the seasoning, whatever, is so good. So it just depends. The red beans and rice from from Popeyes, immaculate.
Right.
The dirty rice from Church's, amazing.
Okay.
The Church's biscuits with the honey on top. Oh, fantastic.
Okay.
Chef's kiss.
Okay.
But it's I'm good like between both of them, really. I like both of them.
Okay. So yeah, that's what we had today. Love it. Give me some Popeyes, says Michelle. All right, so what do you want to talk about today, friend?
Yes, grilled chicken sandwich and laid chips. Somebody says Tumble 22. Somebody says someone stopped the Houston Astros from stealing plays. Oh my god.
Poor Astros. I don't know how they're still in first place. They're still doing it, though.
Yeah, they're still doing the dang thing. Go Stros. All right, somebody says Popeyes. Friends, so we're talking about roofs. Are your roofs in the best shape possible? Are you ready for hail, hurricanes,
right?
hail.
Houston.
Houston?
Yeah. Like, are you Houston ready? Are you Houston weather ready?
Ready? Is your home Houston ready?
Right. So basically we had the few hailstorms that hit the other day, and some of them were like pretty good magnitude, right?
Yeah.
Like 1.5 inch downpours around Jersey Village and northwest corner of Houston. Some of the others are just like pebble size, so probably wouldn't affect it too much. The bottom line is, you got to understand what's the difference between hail hitting your house and hail damaging your house, right? So, the people come and knock on your door, all the contractors are out. It's actually pretty dry this season. Like, there hasn't been a lot of reciprocal work because there's a ton of work backed up from the hurricane, and most roofing companies are either still doing hurricane claims or they're just really slow right now. So, like, when that storm hit, I'm sure every neighborhood was flooded with contractors, right?
Yeah.
And so they're all, of course, going to tell you, you had hail hit your roof, you need to call your insurance to get an adjuster out here.
Yeah.
But I can tell you right now 2 things. Number one, if that roofer is not willing to show up to the appointment with the claims adjuster the day that the insurance sends somebody out there to look and to see if you have any damage from the hail, first of all, get rid of that roofer, right? That's part of the job because they have to basically represent you when the claims adjuster comes out to your house. And then number 2, that claims adjuster is always going to turn to that roofer while they're up on top of the roof looking at the shingles and whatnot.
Okay.
And the gutters and the trim and sometimes the caps and sometimes the chimney cap. And they're looking for dents, right?
Yeah.
And they're going to say, look, I can tell that hail hit this house, but can you tell me what damage the hail caused on this roof? And then it becomes this like opinion, right? It's subjective to, well, this roof's 15 to 20 years old and, the hail hit it, but it was already 15 or 20 years old. Was this damage caused by something else? Was it man-made? So they go with this back and forth. And that roofer has to fight for you. If that roofer can get it or if that adjuster can admit it, once they admit that there's damage in a couple of areas on your roof, well then, shoot, it's go time. That's when you're going to get that new roof or whatnot. But don't let somebody come to your house, say that they're a roofer, say that they're helping you out, and not, A, get on your roof to see if there's damage, but B, get on your roof when the insurance actually shows up. They got to be there when you make that appointment. And if they're not, you got to say you're fired. I mean, this is the bottom line.
Somebody just said, open the dams as of now. Release all that water ahead of time before we flood again.
Every time when it rains every day like this, and when we're like sitting on it, like, okay, it's been so quiet. When's it gonna just explode? Yeah. We all get this like nostalgia, like we're just like we're scared every time it rains. We get like this trauma. Yeah. So, man, I'm telling you, the rain and the lightning was so heavy the other day. Yeah. The thunders. I mean, the booms. It was crazy at my house.
I did a Facebook Live video on Katy Freeway, and I showed everybody. I thought I was going to have damage to the Hood Newsmobile. I was like, man, what's going on out here? It was hailing. You could barely see the car in front of you, and it was wild. Like, I was stuck in that traffic for like 40 minutes. Like, and I just went maybe like a whole mile, just driving slow break. And yeah, that rain was horrible. And I'm like, man, what is this hail doing to the roofs? What kind of damage does hail cause? Like, if a roof is already in bad shape, how much more bad shape can a roof get?
So that roof is like layered and sealed, right? So sealing shingle on top of a shingle, so that hail hits. If it puts a big enough dent, it's not necessarily the hail that we get down here. We're not getting like grapefruit sized hail where it's putting dents into your decking. But it can dent far enough if the shingle is old enough, let's say 8 to 12 years, it can make that shingle pop and make kind of a tent. And once anything gets loose on your roof, that's just an invitation for water to get in. Or the next time there's a windstorm down the road, right? Your house is now at higher risk because if the wind starts blowing in the opposite direction, say this winter, well, then those shingles start peeling back. And once one starts peeling or a section starts peeling and uplifting, everything around it starts uplifting too. And then that's when you can have some major problems and some major damages. So, again, it starts with a hail hit. If it busts through the granulation, if it tries to bust through that underlayment as well, if there's an actual indentation in certain spots, and accumulation of hits in like a little 10-foot box, right? That's why you see the draw with the chalk, every little hit, and then you draw a little box around it. Yeah. That's the mark, like we see it within that little area. So having that damage and having it on multiple roof planes is what judges you for like a full replacement. And then now the insurance get into this whole, well, we'll replace one part of the roof, but not the whole thing. But if you got hail, I hope you got a lot of it, and I hope it really did it, hit your house. But don't let somebody just come in and get your hopes up and say, oh, yes, I finally got that hailstorm, and promise you that they're going to get that roof replaced for you for free. Because, let's face it, you got to pay your deductible, right? Don't get cheated like that. And then number two, just understand that it doesn't always go through. Sometimes you have to fight, and you'll eventually win it, but nobody is a 100% like magic wand thrower with the insurance. Nobody has a magic bullet to tell the insurance that they have to buy your roof. So, look, there's a lot of lawyers out there. There's some inappropriate ones and there's some really good ones. And we all hear the commercials all over the radio and all over the TV. But just understand, those lawyers are usually pretty good at what they do. So if you do want to go that route, don't be scared if a roofer tells you that. I have people that actually turn away from me when I say I have like a lawyer, and they're like, no, I don't want to deal with lawyers. No, I don't want to do all that. They think they can't afford it, but just people that we fought for, I guess, since Hurricane Beryl. We had the Terrios, right, over on the west side of town, right, kind of northwest corner near Copperfield. They were basically like $8,000 is what their insurance gave them, and I think we ended up getting them over $40,000.
Oh, wow. Shout out to the Terrios.
So they saw us. They saw our live. We did this like back in March. They called me. I said, look, it's going to be a waiting game, but we can fight this. And we did, and they won. And so they're going to get all kinds of newbies. They're going to get new roof, new trim, new gutters, some new fence areas as well. So shout out to getting to do that project and them trusting us through the process. I mean, it was a waiting game. March to today is like 5 months.
All right.
So it took 5 months to get that final ruling, but they got a lot more money than what the insurance was initially going to give them.
And that makes all the difference.
And make them pay out of pocket, too.
Yeah, and they got add more value to their home. That's so important, friends. We got to, take care of our casitas. Somebody said, okay, so, storm chasers. That's like another word for ambulance chasers. Like, but in the roofing world.
Right.
Can you tell us what a storm chaser is?
So
you talked a little bit
like
about
storm chasers. There's lots of reputable companies that are like, okay, we're going to take advantage of this storm and we're going to go out and get the job done. But the way to tell the difference between like a storm chaser that might not be qualified in a reputable company, just straight up ask them for their COI letter, right? Okay. So their insurance coverage letter. You want to see their insurance coverage. You want to make sure that they're bonded, insured, whatever you need to see, right? Make sure they're carrying general liability.
Okay.
Because the last thing you want is some fly by night. 2 trucks in the truck coming up to your house and they're not covered, they don't have any liability, and they fall off your roof for some reason, right? And I mean, it happens very few and far between times now. But you just want to make sure that the person that you're dealing with is licensed and bonded, insured. Look, there's no mandatory license in Texas. We always talk about this. It's a volunteer license to get RCAT certification. And I was talking about this with another roofing buddy of mine with a different company, and he's like, think about it. Sometimes one guy, a general manager or like a lead project manager, will go get the qualification, the RCAT qualification or certification, and it is kind of umbrellas for the whole company. And the other like 20 people that work for the company or the subcontractors never go through the same training. So you can just be RCAT certified but not have more than one person that actually knows what they're talking about, or at least knows what the spotters see when they're trying to fix up and replace the roof as well. So you got to be aware for that. And then the other part too is, there are now certifications through products and manufacturers of the shingle products, right? So those are important. Like, those qualifications mean somebody's going the extra mile and not just trying to get an extra buck off of you, right? And then, of course, a lot of people, look, the difference, there's another big difference. I get a lot of people, let's just say, like, I'm looking at a house and it's 40 squares and say the average cost is like $400 a square, right? So if I'm going to charge $16,000 for my product for that roof, there's always going to be somebody that might come in and charge maybe, let's say, $14,000 or even $13,500. And then there's this one guy around the corner that's like, well, I'll do it for $9,000.
Yeah, there's always that one guy.
So like that guy with $9,000, I guarantee you there's things that they don't have, right? They don't have to make a certain profit margin. They're probably really good installers, but they might not have insurance, so they're not having to consider making extra money to pay for that.
Yeah,
and they're cutting corners, and they don't have warranties, and they don't have certifications. They don't buy into programs, and they're not marketing. So like, if you want to trust them just to give them the work and pick the cheaper price, I mean, I understand it and I get it, and we call that a rent house roof, right? And there's landlords that might just go with that price, but the reason why these others come in at that price point of anywhere from $350 to $550. Is because they spend a lot of money. They spend a lot of money on marketing, spend a lot of money on getting all their staff trained. They have liability. They might have a ton of W-2 employees. They might not even use subcontractors. there's a lot of factors that go into it. It's like you have a ton of overhead if you're a more reputable company, which is why your price might be higher. But also those companies that the price is higher, like they're literally not out there barely patching roofs and getting 1-star reviews for leaks. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. It does.
So again, when it comes to price, and I told you my price is like $400. I charge $475 if people don't see me on Grizzy, and I always tell you I'll give you about a $2,000 discount.
Yeah.
So that drops my price to like a $400 per square price for most of my Hood News peeps.
Yeah.
Okay, I go to this convention for the product that I install, which is Timberline HDZ from GAF, and they asked 2 guys in the room. They said, who thinks they have the most expensive roof and who thinks they have the cheapest roof? And at the very end of going through all these talking points, they said, okay, so what was your price? And he goes, $575 a square. And then the other guy goes, well, mine's $550 a square.
Dang.
And right here in Houston, contractors right here in Houston, I'm over here going, I'm charging $475 and $400, and these guys think that they're cheap.
Dang.
So anyway, like I said, there's a lot of discrepancy that goes in there, but there's also a lot of checkpoints that you can have. And sometimes it's just, hey, my mom and dad and my grandma and grandpa use this company, so I trust them too.
Yeah.
And they did a good job with my family, so I'm going to go with them over you. And that's fine. I mean, that's it's commitment, right? It's trusting a brand.
Yeah.
But if you're just getting people off the streets, like you got to see if they have insurance. Like,
oh
first
man,
of all.
don't get people off the streets, friends.
Yeah.
I've got so many horror stories right now. Every day I wake up to the messenger, and there's somebody that's not satisfied, or they got messed over or screwed over by a contractor or somebody that promised to do a job. They take the money and then they'll start something and they don't finish it, and somebody's stuck with an incomplete job, and then they have to pay even more. It becomes more costlier. Sometimes cheaper or is not good. Like, you get what you pay for, and you don't want somebody off of Facebook Marketplace. I've seen a lot of disaster, and people get messed over on cars and all kinds of stuff. So let me ask you this. Let's say they come across damage. Let's say the peeps out there, you have a damaged roof, or you got hail damage to your roof. What is going to help them to gather? What kind of proof do they need to gather, before filing claims? Or what do you suggest? Photos, inspections, reports, or what do you say that they need?
Yeah, so I mean, there's always a hail report. There's some kind of weather report that'll tell you, like the intensity level, if they rank it on like a 1 to 10, depending on what scope people are using. So it'll say this was a fair, this was a severe, this is a awful. It might say super severe weather. They might rank it a 9. Those hailstorms that we had, I would guess that they were ranked about a 7 or 8. I mean, they were significant, and they were for 20 or 30 minutes. But let's just face it, they weren't, baseball size hail. So if you had a well-installed roof, it probably wasn't effective. Like I said, if you had a middle-aged roof, anywhere from 7 to 12 years, like, you could have had major damage. You could have,
yeah,
right?
You could have.
So, and then also there is proof if you're not going to get on the roof. Typically a roofer will put like his thumbnail inside the hole where the hail hits are and take a picture of it and then mark it with chalk.
Yeah.
And then they'll send that off, and you send that to your insurance, and they go, well, yeah, looks like you did get some hail, and then they bring somebody out and they do their own report too. So it doesn't really matter, honestly, what your roofer finds. The insurance is still going to go through the process to vet it and to make sure that they're going to pay out for a full roof. So there's always a step 2, but the roofer, of course, or you can get up there with your roofer. A lot of people don't want to do that, but some people do, believe it or not. And they actually check the roof, and they're like, well, yeah, what about that spot? What about that spot? What about that spot? And you just got to you got to see the damage to believe it, right? But like I said, that's why I prefaced this with, every time there's hail, just because there's hits doesn't mean there's damage. So.
Hold on, friend.
Yeah.
We know that the videos, we know when the videos go hard, when we got spammers, like putting the fake stuff in the comments, dude. We got one of those spammers. Hold on, she's out of there. All right, out of there.
So check it out. Melissa Martinez is on there. We did her roof over on the east side.
Melissa.
Yeah, she says thank you for your wonderful work.
Didn't I meet her?
Yeah.
I was in her backyard. I was in Melissa's backyard.
Oh, no. I don't think you went to her backyard.
Oh, okay.
No, that was Elizabeth from over there by North Shore.
Yeah, North Shore.
Way back in the day. That was like a year ago. Melissa got her roof done last month, so thanks for Melissa for the business, and she gave us a nice review.
Oh, Melissa, I know. Okay, I know who I'm talking to now. Melissa, we message each other all the time. Hey, girl. Yes, she says, hi, Lance. Thank you for your wonderful work. Yes.
So yeah, again, with the hail stuff, I mean, I always hear folks that say something like, Yeah, well, we don't see any damage now. We're just going to wait for the next hailstorm to claim it on the insurance. So, like, if you have damage, it's kind of sometimes it's a roll of the dice, right?
Yeah.
But sometimes the age of your roof, again, will also maybe not qualify your roof to get replaced fully. So, you just got to be careful of those things. Just be careful of the promises. If it sounds too good to be true, it's probably too good to be true.
Yeah. What about people who get into a house and they're not really sure? Do you guys do maintenance inspections? Like, do you guys do that? Is that something that you offer?
Yeah. So, of course, a maintenance package goes a long way. Somebody called us over on the north side, like Hardy Toll Road, and gonna give me.
Oh, that's the hood. That's over there by me.
It's a very nice neighborhood, though.
Yeah.
It was like just south of 99 and Hardy Toll Road.
Okay.
So it's a really nice area.
Yeah.
And so nice homes. They're all about 20 years old, and they had a leak in their ceiling.
Okay.
So ultimately, I think it was like an HVAC leak, but we still went up on the roof because we couldn't find any leaks coming through the attic, right? So we knew it wasn't any of the vents or anything that was installed on that roof previously. So what we did, we walked the roof and we saw that there were lots of loose flashings, like around vents and pipes and pipe jack boots and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it became loose. And then also, if you look on like the ridge vents and like the ridges and the hips, if you see like loose and rusty nails, and there were rusted nails like popped out a little bit all over the roof.
Wow. What does that mean? That the roof was sucked up or something?
So that's uplifting. It's just weathering over time, right?
Okay.
And a rusted nail means that what originally the hole that it fit into has now spit it out.
Oh.
So if that nail ever goes missing or if it stays rusted, that's just an open pore for water to get inside. So what you do is a roofer will go through and just like for us, we do it depending on the size of the roof, $300 or $400, and we'll go in there and we'll just caulk everything down and we'll seal everything down to make sure the water gets up underneath those flashings and then down in those rusted nails.
Listen to that, friends. That's so important because I've seen roofs with the nails popping out and I didn't understand what was going on there.
Yeah, I mean, if you have like a rusted nail that might fall through your gutters, had to have come from your roof. If it's right there at the base of your gutter, so you might have somebody go walk your roof because you might have multiple areas of damage. And like if you wait, it could be a big problem and water could get into your house eventually. And then you have to replace the roof, right?
Yeah.
And the insurance might come out and say, well, we're not going to give you any money, but you still have to replace the roof if you want coverage.
Exactly.
And they do that, trust us. So do that, or you can just take the little, $300 or $400 package. And we put a guarantee on that work, right? We put a 2-year guarantee on that work too, that it won't leak again. And we also roll over credit with it. So sometimes you don't have to spend $14,000 when you can just spend $300 or $400 to patch it up for now and come back later.
Somebody says, "Do you eat deductibles?"
Yeah, so that's technically like a illegal thing to do.
Okay,
right.
Brandon.
So like
Brandon wants to come on down.
Yeah, right. No, you got to pay your deductible, right? You got to pay your deductible. Sometimes you get a little bit more money than you need. Some guys will do the work for less, but you still got to show that you paid the deductible to your insurance.
All right, so
right. So it depends on what we can build up in like a supplemental, right?
Yeah.
Or how much depreciation you're going to get on that roof. And we can find the right shingle. Like they're going to tell you, like we're going to replace a 3-tab or architectural, and it's almost always architectural now. So you got to buy like a high-end shingle. Now, when you say eat a deductible, every single company out there has a referral plan. So it's like if you give us some referrals, you can get something back from that.
Okay.
But you got to make the upfront payment because you got to show that you used the money for your roof, not to go put a down payment on your pickup truck.
You're going to have to pay that deductible, homeboy. You're going to have to pay that deductible, homeboy.
Again, the referral programs are great. I'll just say that, right?
Yeah. Somebody says, "Hi, Lance and Grizzy. I highly recommend him. Honest and down-to-earth guy. That comes straight from Coaching Lifestyles, Lisa, personal trainer."
Oh, wow.
Thank you.
Lisa, in the house.
In the house. Yes, friends. Somebody says, "Anything loose and rusty scares me because that might leave a crack opening for those big Houston rats."
Yeah, Don's been leaving a bunch of comments in the section here. Don said, do we do rat-proof houses? But Don, I mean, it's actually, believe it or not, you ask an excellent question because we do see a lot of soffits that need to get replaced.
I'm sure
and you see critters chewing through. Oh my God. I'll tell you what they love to chew through. They love to chew through soffit vents, but they also love to chew through leaf filters.
Okay.
Right? And so squirrels, raccoons, possums, all the critters get into people's attics.
Yeah, that's crazy. There you go.
Call you out, Melissa. You had some birds' nests up there. And like,
Melissa had birds.
She had birds.
The
She
bird
didn't have
lady.
rats though. She just had birds.
Good. I've had some crazy stuff I found. We had a possum. We've had raccoon. There was a big old wood rat that was eating
So there you go, Don.
the bird.
Grizzly had rats.
I had a big old wood rat. I have an exterminator guy, right? And I love him to death. Like, he saved me because I didn't know what to do. But I had a big old wood rat that was eating out the bird feed. Like, I put food out for the birds, and I'll sit down when I have time. I don't have time these days, but like maybe 2 years ago, I'd sit outside and enjoy coffee to watch the birds. I like cardinals, and I would always put food out there for them. And man, like, I wasn't seeing the birds, and I'd go walk up, and I'm like, did they eat before us? Like no, where are the birds at? The wood rat was crawling up on there. I saw him on the ring cam. I said, oh man, freaking wood rat.
You scared the cardinals?
Yeah, he was eating their food, so they wouldn't even stop by anymore. Somebody says, shh, don't tell my business, Lance.
You know the story about the cardinal, right? The cardinals that hang around your house.
That means that somebody
that's passed away, a loved one, is just keeping up with you. Wants to hang
I got
out
a lot of photos of cardinals.
Wants to remind you. That's pretty neat, though.
Somebody says, Don says, see, Grizzy, I ask great questions. There you go.
Yeah, Don. I mean, I like him. You're funny.
Hey, Toro. Toro says, how y'all doing? What's up? Yes, friend. How you doing? All right.
Lots of comments today. Keep them up.
Yeah. I love it. So, maintenance before storm season, because we're already here. I think it's already storm season, right? Like, technically.
I mean, it's here. Anything can pop up at any given time. You got to watch the weather patterns, and preferably I like the Channel 13 guys.
Okay, there you go.
I like Mike in the mornings on Fox 26, and I like David Tillman and David Herzog.
Okay.
Tillman and Herzog, yeah. I like those guys in the afternoon on Channel 13.
Got it. And so, what kind of maintenance, like, what are most common roof or home issues that can be caught early with a checkup?
Yeah, like we said, just anything that's getting loose or rusted.
Okay,
right. So those checkups, like I said, those checkups go a long way, and they're usually pretty easy fixes, right? And another thing too is you can start seeing deterioration on your hips and ridges. It's something crazy. Gosh, I hate this so much, but some people do $1 million roofs and $5 ridges.
Whoa,
and $5 hips, and they'll use like a cheap 3-tab just to use that on the hips instead of using a high quality product with a good warranty. Yeah. And those can deteriorate, but there could be nothing wrong with your roof. But if that starts busting, right, at the seam, literally, we've had it after Beryl. I just went through and I just replaced some hips to prevent some leak areas for a couple of old ladies over in the southwest part of town, and they were like, okay, yeah, and it ended up, more than $300 or $400, probably about $600 to $800 depending on how much ridge you have. And we made, but instead of them having to buy like an $8,000 to $12,000 roof, we just did about $600 or $800 worth of quick work, just replacing those ridges to make it look better, something they can be proud of because they see it every day when they're walking out in their front yard. Yeah. But B, also to keep it from continuing to deteriorate and maybe, expanding onto other areas of the roof, giving it another issue. So.
All right. So for those in the struggle, because we're here, he's here for you too. Like, it's not just, okay, for those that have cash on hand or anything like that. Because let's be honest, sometimes people need the work financed. What are finance options? Do you offer financing, Lance? That's a really good question.
Yeah, we do. So our financing options come from Slice, which is a First National Bank of Omaha product, right?
Okay.
So we don't get as many finance jobs as we'd like because people they don't believe in it for some reason. They want to just save up and pay cash. They don't want to have debts, and I get it.
Before you know it, that's sometimes too late.
Right, and it's commendable. Like, I understand it, but the coolest thing is the dealer fee on that is like 3%, and usually I just absorb it. Okay. Right. Yeah. You can do a 3-year plan, but they do cost you a 10% dealer fee. So if I tell you, Rizzy, that your roof is $10,000, if you want a 36-month plan to pay it off with 0 interest, then I have to charge you $11,000. So there's no interest, but there's an upfront cost. Okay. But what you're doing is you're controlling your interest. Yeah. So you would pay $11,000 evenly over 36 months if you're done with it, right? Okay. Most accrued interest on a roof ends up being like $1,000 to $2,000, $2,500 if you have a big roof. Yeah. So a $15,000 roof, you're looking at like a $250 monthly payment. Okay. and it's stretched out over 5 years. If you're going to go lower payment, you can stretch it out over 7 years, even 10 years, right?
Yeah, that's not bad.
But if you can afford, but if you do the math,
Higher,
you do the math, like on a $15,000 roof, that comes out to $30K.
Yeah, you don't want that.
So what you want to see if you can do is get the lowest payment possible, right? That you're comfortable paying, and then on good months pay double, and on bad months just pay the minimum, right? And the faster you can pay it off, the less interest you will pay. Absolutely. It's just like a mortgage, right? It's a personal line of credit. It's a personal loan, basically. And like I said, it's 100% dealt with the bank. We get paid. You get a new roof. Here's the trade-off on this. Most roofs, and I don't know if we had a talking point on this, most roofs today are going to qualify for a lower insurance premium.
Okay, there you go, friend.
So if it's a Class 3 impact-resistant shingle, which most are in Houston, we stay away from the Class 4 because we don't have hail like they do in Dallas or Denver, Oklahoma, Wichita, Kansas. So your Class 3 shingles or your Timberline HDZs, some of your Owens Corning durations, right? And so those shingles will qualify once you report the completion letters back to your insurance, okay? And so they'll come back to you, and in most cases, I see people saving anywhere from $700 to $1,200 a year off their premiums. Nice. So a little savings goes a long way, but just understand if you're saving on your insurance premium over here, but you're now paying $150 to $200 a month for your roof over here, it's kind of an even trade-off, right? For sure. You're just paying a little bit more, but you're also getting a lower premium, and you're getting a brand new roof on top of that. So eventually that brand new roof is going to last longer than that premium reduction. And so it'll catch back up, and it'll kind of, in Finance 101, it'll kind of ROI yourself, a little bit of return on investment.
Okay. So, hey, what's up with the Hood News peeps? I see a lot of peeps hopping on. It's your girl Grizzy. I'm here with Lance Edwards, Triple C Power Roofing. Friends, if we're talking about storm prep, protection for your home, for your roof, hail claim tips, how to go about that, roof financing, and why maintenance check is so important, right now, right now, it's go get it done. Like, we have to do it now because, it's so important to protect our homes and our property and everything else. If we do it now, we avoid having to pay more later. So you definitely want to do that. If you, need any help, Lance is here. His number is 855-766-1990.
Yeah, text Grizzy to that number so I know where you saw me. That way we can apply discounts to you and get you to the front of the line as well. Because you are our most important customers right now in all of our databases. So we love the Hood News peeps. Also, shout out to the people in the South, right? So if you're down in Galveston, Brazoria County, Pearland, Santa Fe, League City, if you're dealing with TWIA, right, which is windstorm.
Okay.
There's a lot going on down there, Grizzy.
Really?
There's people that have almost, I'm not going to say perfect roofs, but just their roofs are fine.
Wow.
And TWIA's coming out saying, well, it's more than 12 years old and more than 15 years old. You have to replace it or we're dropping you.
Wow.
So there's some crazy stuff going on. So when we talk about having to finance, I mean, tell you what, some of those houses in Kemah and League City, they're nice.
Yeah.
And they got big old vaulted roofs.
Yeah. And they have to get all that redone.
Some of those projects are like $20K.
Are any of you guys affected in there? Because I know we've got peeps out that way.
So
what is that, Galveston County?
Yeah, Brazoria and Galveston counties, and some parts of southern Harris County as well. So I had a TWIA job in South LaPorte. Part of LaPorte had TWIA, part of LaPorte didn't. So, but regardless, it's insane to me of what they're doing, and I guess I get it. They're just trying to decrease their risks.
For sure.
But how about that? You get a letter and they say, you got 6 months to come up with the money to replace this roof.
Wow.
So that's where a finance plan can come into place, because you don't have to pay that financing over the entire amount. They're just going to give you a set price and tell you how much interest you're going to pay over time. But if you want to pay it off early, you can. So if you don't have $20K today, maybe you pay $5,000 down if you do have $5,000 and then finance $15,000. You can split it up like that.
Wow.
Right? Make it more manageable for yourself. There's always a way to work it. And also, if you don't think you're going to get financing, I met the nicest lady the other day with Credito, Texas.
Okay.
So I need to introduce her to you.
Credito, Texas.
Credito, Texas. Her name was Elizabeth, and she was just incredible in the way she was explaining her programs and how she'll work with you to say, look, this is how far you need to do. This is what you need to do if you're in a time crunch and you know you need money in the next 6 months for something like that. she can put you on a plan, on a path to success for that too. So,
Nice.
so we have tools, we have people, we have lawyers to fight the insurance. We have credit checks and people that build your credit back up to help you if you don't think you'll qualify for a loan.
He's a one-stop shop. He really is.
Yeah, we got all the ACs and plumbing guys and painters. Shout out Deja and Chris. Like I give all the shout outs right there.
Yes. And
shout out to Priscilla, Isaiah, and Mike and Colin, all my AC peeps.
All right.
Daniel, my plumber.
And let me tell y'all, friends. Let me tell y'all because like I'm a single lady and I don't have a lot of time. Lance worked with me. They did my roof. I gave him the money in a what box? What kind of box?
Cheez-It.
I paid him the cash for my roof. I paid cash in a Cheez-It box. It's a funny story. I don't think that's ever happened to you, right?
No, I've had some unusual payouts, but the Cheez-It box was the first for me.
I was like, here's the money, friend. And he's like, what? I said, here's the money. I don't want nobody seeing me handing you envelopes because I know about what do you call them people? The bank joggers. So I was like, oh my God, friend. So I paid them like that, and I trust them so much. They were done with my roof the same day. Everything was left nice and clean, and the roof was amazing. I love my roof. My roof looks so great, and my house is still in shambles. Like I still got to fix my house.
It's all good.
So the other day,
sometimes you just look at the outside. Yes, all that matters.
Yes. The roof, as long as the roof is good, as long as I have a little roof over my head, I'm good. But I've done a lot of remodeling, and one thing, friends, we're gonna talk about Beryl. A lot of us, including myself, we still have damage to our homes from Beryl. Like I still have Hurricane Beryl damage, and even the retro that ruined my whole gate, my fence, my privacy fence. I have no privacy anymore. Like my neighbors, we see each other's business. They see all my plants and me walking my dogs and everything. I have no privacy right now. But like I know I can talk to Lance. Like Lance, I told him, hey, I want to do the siding on my house. I want to do one day. I want to do solar too. I'm planning on that because it sounds good from our last conversations. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna be, like I said, I was gonna be contacting you to do like all the other stuff that I need done to my house. So it's like he really is like a one-stop shop.
Are we gonna talk about solar now? Is that what we're talking about next?
We can.
I got a buyer beware.
Oh,
I got a good one now.
All right. Let me point the camera because it is story time. It is story time.
So,
all right, let's do this.
So here's the deal.
Okay.
All right. So solar, we've had all these beautiful tax credits. Okay. Yes. I actually just wrote an article about this. It'll be down south in Kemah. So maybe I'll send it to you. You can publicize it.
Cool.
So December 31st, 2025, according to the big beautiful bill, they've canceled the solar tax credits for residential. Which means if you have income tax that's reportable, right, and you buy a $50,000 solar project, you're eligible if you're in good tax withstanding for a $15,000 tax credit. That's 30% of 50, right?
Yeah.
However, it's almost September 1st. It's like this weekend.
Yes.
Okay? And so with my experience in the last 5 years in Houston, it takes literally 3 to 4 months from the time you sign your contract to getting permitting to installing the solar and then turning it over to the utilities here locally. We won't name names, and then they have to give you permission to operate.
Okay.
So I'm not going to tell you to like play games and listen to the door knockers that come to your house, but there's going to be a lot of pressure sales tactics trying to close deals, whether it's a PPA or whether it's a finance or an out-of-pocket cash project to get the solar on your roof. And you're going to hear a lot of phrases like, hey, ma'am, I'm just letting you know that tax credit's expiring. So in order for you to get that, you need to sign this contract now to ensure that you're going to get that money and get this installed before the end of the year. Right?
Yeah.
And you got to ask them, well, how do I get that? What do I fill out? Do I even qualify for it? Right? Because I can tell you right now, I've seen disaster stories where people have gone 6 to even 13 months without getting PTO, which is permission to operate their solar system. And so the rules are written, right?
Yeah.
And just this is a buyer beware. The rules are your solar must be installed, agreement of either cash or financed and commissioned in order for you to receive the tax credit by December 31st,
okay,
2025.
Okay. We're right around the deadline.
So if it's like October 1st, you're late. If it's November 1st, no way, Jose, right? However, I've also seen every now and then, I've seen it to where like projects were commissioned and PTO'd the next day.
Okay.
So it's one of those things. If somebody's going to guarantee you something, get something in writing that's going to protect you. Because 30% on those expensive projects, that is a lot of money. And here's the last thing I'll say about it: is on those rooftop solar projects like that, if the government is willing to kill a program like that cold turkey, why wouldn't they be willing to finally audit people? So you just got to be careful. If you want to take the risk, that's fine. You know, they'll just give you the money, and then they might come back and say, well, you didn't have this turned on by December 31st. And 2 years down the road, they audit you and say, you owe us that money back.
Dang, that would happen.
I don't know. If they're willing to take the route of canceling this awesome program that's been around for like 12 years now, right?
Yeah.
They might be willing to audit you. So maybe, CPAs might disagree with me, and people that work at the IRS might disagree with me, and government conspiracists might disagree with me. I don't know. I'm just saying if they're willing to cancel it, be careful and buyer beware. Because those promises could be false. And they're all going to get you real quick and say, hey, you want that 30% tax credit, right? You got to sign today because we got to have enough time to get this installed. And so there's been a lot of rules. I've seen people say if you want to get the tax credit this year, it just has to be installed. I think there's some loose rules between financing and paying cash. But look, I'm all about forgiveness over permission. 8 days a week. I'll tell you that straight up. But I just don't want people to get hurt. And I don't want to watch Channel 13 and Channel 2 in March, April, and May next year, people talking about how they didn't get their tax credit because a solar company lied to them. You got to do your due diligence, and you got to be aware of what's going on around you. And you need to ask that rep and call their manager and call the chief installer of that company and say, am I going to get my money? I know that I'm tax eligible for this. I know I'm going to get this credit. So you got to put something on the line from their word to your bank. That's all I'm saying.
That's crazy.
So solar is great. Like it really is, Grizzy.
Buyer beware, y'all. Beware. He's telling you right now. Yeah, he's telling you. He's sharing us.
Solar is great. I love it.
Homeowner scary story, man.
But you just don't want to get scammed like that. You know?
You don't. No.
There's already enough scams, and I won't get into it on the dealer fees and the utility buyback programs. I mean, I'm a victim myself. I made myself my own victim.
Dang.
Like, I know this. I've guinea pigged it. I've tested it. I've seen it live.
Yeah.
And so, even though it's a great thing, it could be even better. But we can't just get it all, can we?
So this is why the end of the year, especially, are real risky when it comes to solar sales.
Yeah, I mean, you got to empty your inventory, right? It's time to empty the warehouse. We got to get rid of this product. We bought it and had it delivered. We got to move it. We got to make these sales. People probably aren't going to be buying it as much January of 2026. Let's just put it that way. So, on the flip to that, what I install now with Crash Drum Solar, it gets turned on the same day we leave the house, and you don't need permits.
Okay.
Just saying.
There's a text off grid to the phone number, right? The 855-766.
Yeah. So if you want more info on solar, I have an off grid product. We're doing solar fencing now.
Okay.
Me and Steve Wynn, and then Michael, of course, and Justin Beam. We're doing solar fencing. Okay. So basically, it's a plug and play system. It's a little bit better than what you can buy on Amazon or Fox News, Patriot Solar. Like, it's bigger than 800 watt systems. We're doing about 4,000 watt systems. We'll go as high as an 8,000 watt system right now, right? So a significant amount of energy that we can produce by hanging solar panels on the fence and then just plugging it in to your backyard outlet.
Okay.
So text off grid, text solar, just text me. Use that number 1-855-766-1990. And like I said, just text it and we'll talk more about solar. You can call me, go to our website, anything. It's fun. It's a fun topic to talk about, but we're doing it a little different because we don't need the permits and we don't need permission to operate. So we're skipping all those steps that might delay you getting that tax credit.
Okay, there you go, friends.
Legally.
Yes, legally, yes. Because we don't want to be in no come on downs. Yes. All right, so how can people tell the difference between a legit solar company and a scam?
Man, I always talk about the installs, like if it's over the top of the roof, if the conduits run over the top of the roof instead of through the attic, that's one thing. They might be skipping out on some insurance, but I just think it looks tacky when they run it over the top of the roof. But like I said, you got to look for those key phrases. If they're trying to get you into a pressure sales tactic right now, the best solar agents right here in Houston, I know a lot of them. I'll just throw Gage Mueller out there. He's the best of the best. Like, love that guy. He has never pressured anybody into a solar sales, right? He is straight up He'll help you when the time is right. You pull the trigger and you get the signed deal, right? But he'll give you all the information that you need. You can ask him 1,001 questions, and he'll make sure it's 100% right for you. So the person that's willing to be patient and to really explain to you what's going on, that's what you look for with a good solar rep. But on the flip, this whole tax credit thing's got people stir crazy. And so literally this month, people are going to be firing all cylinders to try to get you to sign up, probably all of September and all of October.
Yeah,
and again, I don't know. I don't do as much rooftop anymore. I analyze it.
Yeah.
I inspect it. I help realtors with it. I help people understand it. People who already have it have nobody to talk to. I'm kind of like a solar coach in that aspect.
Like a guru, yeah.
But I don't sell as much rooftop, and I don't know what CenterPoint's granting PTO in these days, like on a regular basis. I stopped working for those big conglomerates that were just looking for the dollar in their pocket. So, maybe somebody can chime in or leave a message on here. I tried to call Gage actually to see, hey man, what are you getting on some time periods right now? Before I wrote this article and went on live with you today. But I just know from experience,
Yeah. Crazy. Man.
I just know from a little bit of experience.
Somebody said they saw you on an episode of on TV. Don is something else. Oh my God.
Oh man.
Yeah. Let me see.
No, it wasn't me.
No.
I was on the TV though back in the day.
Yeah.
Your Beaumont Hood News peeps.
Yeah. What's up, Beaumont?
Your main man Corey Crenshaw.
Yes. We're going to the Texans game.
You and him?
Yes. Me and Corey
I got
Crenshaw.
no invites.
Yes, Red. Yes.
You better call him up and be like, "Where's Lance's invite?"
Yeah. We're gonna be going to the Texans game. I'm so excited. We're gonna go to Florida. We're going
city
to Florida.
Councilman Corey Crenshaw.
Yes, it's one of my besties. I'm so excited, and he's like, "Rizzy." After I got my no cancer diagnosis, I was like, "Yes." I don't know if you know, but I had a cancer scare.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I thought I had...
well, you had 1.2 million people praying for you.
Thank you, friend. Yeah, so, I found out that they removed a mass from my leg, and they were going to send it to an oncology lab. Well, it just finally came back, and they said no cancer. So,
that's good.
Yeah.
It's a blessing.
I got to renew. I feel renewed, like a new lease on life. It's just like, wow, it's a big old burden on me, so... Real excited.
Was all that muscle building up in your leg from all that walking around all those crime scenes? You had a big bulge in your leg?
Yeah, my body was fighting off it started small, and I ignored it over a period of time. That's why you can't ignore your roofs, friends. Don't ignore things, man, because I ignored this over a period of time, and it just became a bigger problem. That's why we don't ignore our roofs. Seriously, friends. And so, I just feel really great, and I'm real excited. And here we are, friend. We're still here. We got a lot of work to do, friend. We got a lot of work to do.
Get a lot of people to help out, right?
Yes. And also, I want to tell y'all, before we end the live and stuff, do business with Lance. This is my personal endorsement. Do business with Lance. Lance is always finding ways to engage with the community, other businesses too. Like, if you just heard the live video, he mentioned so many other people. The video is about... Well, to me, we're highlighting our sponsor and sharing, his information and the services they offer. But did you guys see how he shouted out other people? And he's like that with the community, giving back to the kids, right? Like the organization, what's it called?
Oh, yeah, Sanctuary Foster Care.
Yes.
Do a recurring donation. Haven't given back as much this year as I want to. I thought I was going to be able to double up from last year, but like I said, I'm hoping to end the year strong here.
Yes.
So if you want more information on their gala and just to help out, privatize foster care in the state of Texas and getting kids out of the bad system into good hands and good loving families. Hit me up. October 11th is their gala, so I can give you more information about that as well. If I can't help with my treasure, I can help with my time and my talents.
He makes it a goal for a part of his sales to go towards charity. Like if they get to a certain dollar amount, they're able to cut a check to the children that need it. And I just think that is so amazing. And part of it, it's business, but it's also like, what can they do for the community? And they're always there. They're part of that. So that's the vision. That's the kind of sponsor that I want.
And we come across, the more we network, we come across good people that work with good nonprofit organizations. So it's awesome.
And I will say, when we were looking for sponsors, we had a lot of roofing companies because they know, like, hey, the Hood News is popping. Like, who doesn't have a roof and who doesn't need work like that? But Lance has been a day one peep. Like, his name... I already knew who it was. I'm like, Lance, okay, Lance Edwards, He's a day one. He's been supporting the Hood News before even the sponsorship opportunity, and not just that, friends. Like, he's a true advocate for the community. So I want to thank you always, friend. Like, you, this is a blessing. Like, I didn't want anybody else. I said, nah, we want Triple C Power Roof, and I want Lance. I said, yes, we want to deal with Lance. We want to do business with Lance. And not just that, but just inform and help the peeps. You know, he's even come out to my neighborhood. If anybody knows anything about me, I still live in Scenic Woods. I live in the hood. My little casita, I have a little house right there off of Homestead and Parker. And he'll tell you all the roofs are run down in my neighborhood. You know, he's working on some of the roofs in our...
Trying to get a big one. Right, the whole front portion of the house is just leaking.
And it's gotten worse.
Bad condition.
It's bad.
I'm sure this heavy rains have just been killing it too.
Yep. And I hope they get their situation squared away.
And what's crazy is like the insurance lets them sit there.
Yeah. And they're just waiting on that.
It won't speed up the process.
Yeah.
They want to blame it on this, that, or the other.
I think they're waiting for the next hurricane for before they do something. I don't know. It sucks. It just sucks to see that. But the house is going to be all moldy, and it's just going to become a bigger problem. But yeah, you know, you can, like, what areas do you service? There's no area, there's no part of Houston that they won't come out to service.
Yeah, I mean, we pretty much go everywhere. I mean, we will. I mean, we've done houses in Sugar Creek, and we've done houses over in the east side, anywhere on the east side,
North
Shore,
done
Channelview, North Shore,
Aldine Mail Route,
right,
aka the jail route, all of that they got you.
Rosenberg, Pearland, Kima, El Lago, so.
And they got the expertise to handle those houses out there, because that's a different dynamic too. So, you know, Webster, Texas, League City, all of those great places.
Right. Yeah. Different standards in different areas.
Yep.
Maybe one day it'll be more uniform, but again, that's the power of us only having a couple of crews and not just hiring crews off the street.
Yeah, exactly.
So another conversation that the roofer and I had, almost every roofer, very few roofing companies have all W-2'd employees. Like almost every roofing company uses some kind of subcontract work.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
They have subcontractors that install their roofs. Okay? But the difference is, do you just go pick up crews off the street?
No, I hope not.
Or people that hit you up on Facebook? Or they're posting on Nextdoor? Or do you have like a crew that you continue to train to do it your way and the right way over and over and over?
And that's what
we pride ourselves in at Triple C. The same people that install Grizzly's roof will install yours or your family
members. And I
members.
felt so safe, friends. My house, like, I could leave my house and I knew everything was okay. You know, we hear scary stories about people entering folks' homes and, like, you know, like just weird things that happen. And I felt so good because I felt like I had family over at my house. Those guys were amazing, very respectful, and I mean, in and out.
I think they were in awe because they all knew who Grizzly was. So I think they had starstrucks.
Yeah, I was real excited. I came home and I was like, yeah, man, this is it. Like, I was so proud of my little roof. I'm not proud of the way the rest of my house looks, but hey, like, we got to start somewhere. So, hey, definitely, friends, make sure you check out Lance, Triple C Power Roofing. You know, call him today, get that maintenance check. He can tell you what's going on with your roof. He can go take a look. It all started with spots on my wall, on my ceiling, and then like a big old stain in my restroom. And I even had a plumber come out and look at it, and he's like, no, there's nothing wrong with the plumbing. Turns out, I thought it was maybe a leak. I'm like, nah, I need to get a second opinion. Then I started researching, and it says it could be your roof. I'm like, what? No way. And yeah, I've had bullet holes in my roof, hail, like the hurricanes.
And what's crazy is, like, my first reaction was is this AC, HVAC related? Like, do you have condensation? She goes, I don't have central air.
No, I don't have central
She's like, I don't have it. And I was like, okay, that's definitely your roof.
Yes,
so we know it now.
Yeah.
And I mean, she had some messed up areas on her roof.
Yeah, friend.
So we recently did a house, the one in LaPorte, and it had some real jacked up areas.
Yeah.
But it also had like jacked up areas where a previous roofing company did a partial repair on like an entire area decking, and they used 1/2-inch OSB that wasn't compatible with like the 7/16.
Yeah.
You know. So anyway.
You hear his talk. This guy knows what he's talking about, y'all. I had no idea what he
said. Or
said.
they'll use like 1/4-inch.
Yeah.
They'll use like 1/4-inch and it cracks when you step on it.
Yeah.
Right? Like nobody wants that.
Yeah.
Nobody wants like a half of a board when they need the whole board.
There you go. Yeah. Go all out or don't go. Yep. All right, friend. Anything you want to tell the peeps before we end?
Yeah. Look, if I'm gonna call out and just ask other roofers and electricians, I'm looking for electricians anywhere in the state of Texas to help with expanding our solar products with craft drums. That's one thing. And then number two, just want to hear other roofers' thoughts. Would love to do some kind of forum. Just reach out to me. I'm probably going to do it through my organization that I'm in with BNI, which is big time in Houston. But I want to do like some kind of forum on like the future of fortified roof systems in the city of Houston, and that maybe might be the way that everybody needs to go moving forward. And fortified roof systems even offer you bigger insurance premium breaks than just installing like a certain type of shingle. So it has to have an inspection with every roof that's installed in Houston, not just the ones that are in TWIA zones, windstorm zones, right? So might be something to look forward to, but it's one of those things that might justify a little bit higher pricing compared to those guys that are offering super, super low pricing. And like, look, everybody got to make a buck, right? And some of those low priced individuals with no overhead, like, bless their soul. They work hard. They work really hard. But they're not going to be around when the tough gets tough. No. Right? So when the going gets tough and there's actually leaks 5 years down the road, they're not going to be around to help you. You're going to have to call somebody else out, and they're going to charge you full price. And they're going to know that you didn't use the proper materials or someone else installed this. And if there's no paperwork, somebody could take advantage of you if I'm not around at that time. And they might say, well, because you went cheap, now you're going to pay for it and go expensive on these repairs. And so you're going to pay for it in the long run if something happens. So the best thing to do is just get it done the right way and spend the maximum amount of money right now, get it fortified, and have it benefit you on the insurance premium side, but also benefit you in the quality side as well. Like, just get the whole package. Like, I don't want to buy a car with no power windows and no XM radio. Right? I'm not going to buy an analog manual stick shift roll up the windows vehicle in 2025.
No, there's no reason.
Right? So there's just no reason to. So it's the same thing for your roof because it's protecting your house.
Right on.
So I'd love to have a forum with other roofers. I will encourage other roofers to comment on here too this time, like just giving you a reason to talk. And hey, let's get together. Maybe we grab some margaritas or something and have a good time and just talk about implementing those systems and making it like front and center in the minds of the city of Houston, because we got to get away from price shopping and we got to get into quality work that you only got to get done once and not every freaking 12 years like TWIA wants us.
Right on. All right, Hood News Peace. Well, we're gonna end it here. Thank you. Leave a comment, some feedback. Are you looking for help with getting your roof fixed and maintenance? Call today. Again, the number is 1-855-766-1990.
Yep.
There you go.
And just look us up on Facebook, Triple C Power
make
Roofing.
sure to follow them. Yes. All right, friends. Talk to y'all later. More Hood News on the way. We got somebody with a lot more charges added to their the guy. Y'all know who I'm talking about. He's got more charges. Stay tuned. More Hood News on the way.